I want to talk about shitty art books and why they need to be stopped because they are robbing people out here. Like, I buy a lot of art books. Am not a great traditional artist. Like, I can do a lot of things, but I am not great at traditional art. And I really enjoy doing traditional art because it gets me away from the computer and it like refocuses my mind and it makes me look at problems in a different way. So I really enjoy it and I really enjoy learning new techniques. And last year I saw this book up for pre-order and I was very excited because I mean, look at the cover. You think you're going to be making whales and puffins and zebras and all like little squid guys. You're just super excited, right? I was super excited. I waited months for this book to come out. The hype was real. But I also, as somebody who that, I do buy like, I buy tons of these books, right? As someone who buys a lot of these books, I understand that you're going to have anywhere from 10% to 33% of the book full of just like remedial art instruction. And that's fine. I mean, a lot of these are beginner's guides. Like it says beginner's guide on it. You just expect that and that's fine. My expectations for that are just pretty standard. But this book, half of this book, oh my god, I opened it right. Half of this book is remedial stuff and the projects that are inside they're not great. What you see on the cover is not what you get inside. There are some things in here that are pretty good. Like there's a cat project and an owl. The beetles and the little caterpillars are pretty cool. The pheasant's okay. But a lot of it is stuff you would expect to see on Pinterest. And we need to be real. It's a plant. You need to be real. I mean, this is a $22 book. We're in a recession. Every dollar that goes into your pocket is important. $22 is like a night out with your partner or, taking your kids for a treat. And this just can't be acceptable anymore. $22 normally, whenever you buy one of these, like these caterpillars are okay. Like, look, those are okay. I think if this book had been priced much lower, I would not be as salty as I am about it. But yeah, oh, look at this shit. I mean, look at it. How? What in the hell were they thinking? Really? I'm sorry. What? Wait. Oh, I missed this. Like, this is the third time I've taken this video because I'm special. But to do these pheasants, it is a 5-step process, right? But to do this, she dedicates 11 steps. What? Okay. The owl. I like the owl. I'm not gonna lie. I like anything that has like these funky textures and details because it makes me pay attention to what I'm doing. What I don't like is this. This ain't even trying. Like, oh my god, no, florals. Florals make me so angry. But then you have stuff like this. Like, that's actually a tutorial that she dedicates 8 steps to. I mean, and like, I'm just. Are you kidding? This had 10 steps. Like it feels like a vanity project and everyone else has to pay for it. And it's very irritating. This is like my biggest gripe. I have been doing digital art for about 20 years, and the pen tool and Bezier curves are they're very difficult to master. And she explains how to do them in this tiny little chunk there. And I'm just like, there are more efficient ways to cut and paste a scan. It feels very half-assed, and if this was a $15 book, I would not be salty. I would accept that. But this was a $22 book. And you might be wondering, well, ma'am, what does a $22 book look like? This is what a $22 book looks like. It's I think it's listed for $25, but I got it for $22 on Amazon. As a contrast. Oh, it's got a hole in it. Oh well, that's okay. I don't even mind. I didn't put it there. The first 17 pages are tutorials, right? They're very detailed. They show you marks, what the brushes do. This is a gouache tutorial. Just real quick. And you get right into the projects, right? Like there is not 11 projects in this book. There are dozens and dozens of creatures to learn how to do. Everything on the cover, you learn how to make everything. This book is listed at $20. I paid $16. It's a gouache book. I think 40 pages should be about 40. Let's find out. Lots of florals. The world knows how I feel about florals. Yeah, so 25 pages. It's a lot of color stuff, right? Then you go into basic techniques, which is good. Like, I am all for techniques. The techniques are actually things that you do to learn, right? Like you make this little guy. And you have dozens. Like, of the first, 40 pages, there's 180 pages total. So about 20%. Look at all the things you learn. Awesome. It's not half bullshit. There's some boring stuff, but these are in the early technique sections. And as you learn, you do more and more complicated things. And that's great. You learn about skin tones. You make seashells. You make people. That's great. $15, paid $15, I'm pretty sure. Okay, the first 35 pages of this book, of a 231 page book, right? First, wow, that is actually a really good one. A seventh of the book is very introductory techniques, and as you go on, you learn more and more difficult things. You start off making a fruit bowl. Oh, not even that. You're doing flowers, which I hate. I hate flowers. But you learn and you go on. And you don't pay $22 to get ripped off. And that's great. This is what art books should be. Oh, here's one of my favorite ones. It normally goes for $20. I paid $4 for it because it was used. This is an amazing book. I love this book. It got me into gilding, my work. Look, it's so shiny. This book has, their technique section is pretty short comparatively. And you are learning on every page. Even in the very beginning, they're talking to you about what different things you can do. I wish I could say the artist's name, but I can't pronounce that. But it's amazing, and look how far you start out doing very simple things, simple cats and unicorns, and you work your way up. And it's just, this is what art books should be. They should be about learning and expanding your skills. A lot of these books, they will teach you how to do both digital stuff and traditional. And I mean, it's very frustrating when I come across something like this, because there are so many great art books out there. They get crowded out by books like this. I have friends who won't buy art books anymore because they've had too many of these. And that's sad. Here's another great book, right? it doesn't even, it's like, look, they stop after page like 15. We exit the bullshit stage, and everything that you see on the cover, you learn to draw. Like, you get to draw your whale. You are not going to be screwed over by this book, and that's fantastic, and that should be the norm. Like, a lot of this stuff is very simple, but it's a beginner book, and that's okay. This book padded a lot, and it didn't teach you how to make the stuff that's on the cover, and that frustrates me. And I'm gonna cut it off there.